I wasn't going to recap this within just a video of itself. I was just going to include it in my vlog, but it was such a good night of fights, I decided to go ahead and recap it. I decided to tape it too, so I'm going to have footage in here. First off, we had Fabricio Werdum versus Antonio Silva. Good fight to start off the card. I thought the first round went to Silva. He seemed to get more of the striking in, was winning on striking.
Goes down, he's in trouble. He's in trouble big time. Bigfoot, ground and pound, trying to end this one early. Bigfoot Silva, wild right hand that lands on the chin. Hammer fist, and Werdum just grabs a leg and tries to cover up and hold on. He's working on his key here.
But I gave the last two rounds to Werdum. He stayed about even almost with Silva on striking. Even if he had a slight edge, he dominated so much on the ground, it kind of made up for it. Real good fight. Kept you on the edge of the seats.
Catcher's gloves that are coming at you. Silva, very resilient against a world-class jiu-jitsu artist like Werdum. Nice block by Silva. Good position here with Werdum. World Muay Thai champion Cattell Cubas. And Werdum has lowered his stance to get power in his punching, but he paid for it right there. Silva. Here we go. Jiu-Jitsu 101. Beautiful. Werdum on top. Fabricio Werdum.
You have Werdum as your next challenger to the heavyweight title. I'm not giving nothing away. Next, we had Sokoudjou versus I think it's Mousasi, and they were calling him Gayheart. I thought it was Gaygard, but whatever. Good fight.
What's interesting about Mousasi to me is he'll switch stance right in the middle of a punch. Short punches. Now he jumps on him. Sokoudjou tries to take him down and does. There's a nice judo throw. The judo background. Exploding out. Come right back with a judo trip. That's what he tore my knee out with. You know what? 6 seconds to go. Mousasi. Beautiful balance there and hip to his game plan. Hasn't been too aggressive. Has improved his footwork.
Within the second round, Mousasi got it down and just kind of broke Sokoudjou down. Just broke him mentally, where he was just able to dominate him. And I don't know, it comes to a point where someone breaks mentally and they don't want to defend anymore, and they don't think they have a chance anymore. And it's a sad place to be, I imagine, because you're not out of it. You're taking yourself out of it because you feel that you can't win anymore. And
look at that cross face across the throat. That's got to be uncomfortable. Sokoudjou's barely moving. Sokoudjou, this may be coming to an end. Hammer fist, and it's over. Make it 14 in a row. And
he wasn't out, but he was just there taking the hits, and he was kind of stuck. But yeah, good fight for Mousasi. But I will say that I'd say Sokoudjou took that first round. Doesn't matter because he lost. He lost. But it was interesting because I didn't think that would happen. I thought he'd be dominated, but Sokoudjou, he did pretty good for himself. He needs to just improve on not being a first-round fighter. It seems like he comes out in the first round and does his best work, and the following rounds are weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker until you finish him. We got Jake Shields versus Mayhem Miller. Gotta love Mayhem Miller's entrance. I didn't get it all, but I got the parts where he was dancing with the ladies. I didn't get the holier than thou part.
And his ring entrances are always uniquely entertaining. Almost got knocked down by one of his dancers. So I get
class act all the way. Some people were booing this fight a lot, and I take exception to that. That sucks because it was good grappling showcased here. Sure, there were some stalemate parts. I'll give you that, but most of it was just really good grappling. First round, I'd say, Shields had 2 takedowns, I believe, and he controlled for longer. But he didn't do as much, but he controlled for longer. But then in the latter part of that fight, you see Mayhem Miller take over, get 2 takedowns of his own, very dominant takedowns, and also work more ground and pound.
Picks him up and drops him. And I we've ever seen that. There it is, the suplex. Shield.
So I would give that first round. I'd say maybe Miller eked that out. The rest was all Shields. But in the third, the fight almost ended with a rear naked choke by Miller.
And Shields rips it away. Now he got the other. Shields. He's got the hold. He's got the hold. Go down. Can he finish it? Can he finish it? Jake Shields, Miller. Oh! Saved by the bell.
I just feel for Miller there because he was really close to being one of the first guys to submit Shields in the fight. That seems about right. I don't think I've ever seen him submitted. The rest of it was pretty much a wrestling clinic with Shields doing the grappling thing, and he's just getting back in position. I can't count how many times he went from guard to back to guard, back, guard. It's just a lot of that, and it was interesting. It was a good grappling clinic here. I really didn't think Miller was going to bring it like that. I thought he was kind of, I don't know. I thought he was less focused on this fight because of his show, and people that have other means to make money sometimes don't give it their all when they're doing something as brutal as fighting. But Miller brought it. Miller really brought it. So I give him props for that. And he almost won that fight. It just, it's a nail biter.
6 in favor of the winner. Now the Strikeforce World Middleweight Champion, Jake Shields.
And then we got the main event, which is Brett Rogers versus Fedor. And let me just tell you, that first round was amazing. It had me standing up. That was amazing. I never seen anybody do that to Fedor. First time they traded, Brett immediately catches him on the nose. Huge slice. He's bleeding from the nose. It's awful. Then he also gets a point where he has him against the cage. He has Fedor against the cage. Now on the ground, Fedor looked promising again, and he was getting some good sub attempts, but he couldn't finish them. Rogers was getting out of him, and in fact, Rogers was able to get top position and get some ground and pound in.
To push some energy into him, so he can. He's got the Kimura. Rogers in trouble, but he pushes right through it. He's too strong. Now be careful. Fedor very dangerous here. If he can trap an arm, move his hips. Fedor getting pounded. He's getting hurt here. Fedor tries. There's the arm. There's an armbar attempt, and he pushes out of it.
You don't see that many times at all against Fedor, if ever. So I would give the first round to Brett Rogers. And that's big because I don't know how long it's been since Fedor has lost a round. It's been a while. Second round, Rogers, he hesitated, and that's all it takes with Fedor, man. You hesitate, and Fedor catches you. He just lunges in with that shot, and he puts everything into it.
He knew he'd get the chance to change the fortunes of his family forever. For this 28-year-old former project kid from the Cabrini Green.
So, good night of fights. I really say they did everything they could fight-wise on this card to just make everything worked, everything clicked. All the fights were great. I liked them all. This is the best free card I think of this year. And there's some really good free cards this year. I just enjoyed it immensely. I hope they come back. I hope they keep on rolling. I hope this did good numbers so they can keep on doing shows. I think they got one planned for December. And I give them credit, too, for doing a card that soon without Fedor, I think they should be able to do that. If I were them, I would not just wait for whenever Fedor is ready to fight again. I would just keep on rolling and try to get more guys. Just keep on getting shows, get it fresh in your mind. If you've just waited for Fedor to come back and fight again, it's too long of a wait. Also, it was kind of weird that Brett wanted a rematch, but Fedor said at first, in the first part of the interview, that he would grant him a rematch if that's what the company wanted. Fedor is a good company man. And Brett Rogers definitely wants it, but does he deserve it? I mean, he got knocked out, but I think he could work himself back up to one pretty easily. I mean, there's so little heavyweights here that he could be a offset win away from getting back into the title picture. Really good. It was really good. I was really impressed, and I thought everything just flowed well. The only problems I had was some of the announcing. It wasn't Shamrock, it's that Shamrock's little partner there just said some stupid stuff. It was Goldberg-esque.
Just like another major CBS hit, though it doesn't look like Verdum's going to be voted off the island yet.
But other than that, I like to see Big John back. That was great. And I really like the ring announcer better than Bruce Buffer. I definitely tip my hat to him and say, good day, sir, because you did it. You did very good. You did all you could in your power. Hopefully that's enough. Cody out.
Конечно, почему нет? Большое ему спасибо за это.
But and that stand-up was all about range and timing. And we said that Rogers had to punch first. He had to punch first. On his chin. Here comes the punch. It's too late. Clean shot. Fedor was literally jumping into the punch. Emelianenko's 8th win via form of knockout. The last